My husband and I got married today, but my two childhood sweethearts who once swore they would put me on their family registry have no idea. Instead, they were busy fussing over the girl who was supposedly saving my life. To cheer her up, they even bought her an adorable ragdoll cat as a thank you gift. They had totally forgotten that I was severely allergic to cat fur. As a result, when I returned home after just being discharged from hospital, I went into allergic shock and had to be admitted into hospital again. They also did not believe me when I told them that the girl had orchestrated the whole life-saving incident. The moment I regained consciousness in the emergency room, I immediately called my uncle to arrange my marriage. After all, after my parents passed away, my uncle had arranged a good marriage for me. As soon as he heard my consent to get married, he immediately began the fastest marriage arrangement he could possibly do. He did that because he was afraid I would become muddle-headed again and waste my time being torn between those two childhood sweethearts. He advised, "Joy Mackenzie, didn't I tell you before that your two childhood sweethearts barely good enough to be your friends? As a man I know for sure that they don't have the quality to be good husbands. A man always knows another man's flaws better, but you refused to believe me." Then he told me, "We get your wedding license first and 7 days from now, you will have your wedding party." In the past, I always thought my uncle, being a man, could never understand a girl's feelings. After all, you alone knew if the shoes fit. However, before I even put them on, those shoes had already hurt me countless times. "Uncle, send me his info. I'll schedule the registration now," I told him. Marriage was a decision between two people, so I had to take charge of something. As so happened, when I was about to set the appointment, Tom Weston and Jeff Lawrence heard my words and barged into the hospital room. They immediately asked me in unison, "What appointment are you talking about? What kind of register are you going to apply?" I saw no reason to hide it from them, so I answered honestly, "I'm getting married." The two of them exchanged glances. When they realized neither of them was my groom, they both let out a relieved laugh. "You're making a joke, right?" I did not pay any attention to them and continued booking my appointment on my phone. Out of curiosity, they leaned over, as they usually did, to take a look. However, before they could take a good look, Tom's cell phone rang. The sound was mimicking a cat's meow, a ringtone that he had especially set for Elizabeth Collins. "Tom, I think there's someone in my house. I always triple lock the door when I leave, but now it opens with just one twist," Lisbeth said in a panic. Without a word, Tom jumped up and he and Jeff rushed out together. While at it, Tom said, "Lisbeth, don't go inside. Wait for us at the usual spot." I listened to his panicked voice and the hurried footsteps as they faded down the hallway. They had not even known each other for a month and they already had a usual spot just for the three of them. I smirked and confirmed the earliest possible date for the marriage registration. The day I was discharged from the hospital, Tom and Jeff finally showed their face again. The two of them were on the rush. They constantly urged me to speed up my pace, so I kindly told them if they had something more urgent, they were welcome to leave first. Jeff grumbled at Tom with a gloomy face. "Didn't I tell you to split up? Now Lisbeth is waiting for us, and if anything happens to her, you'll regret it." Tom shot back at Jeff, his eyes full of anger. "Do you think I want to be here?" Back then, they would have fought over who got to pick me up from the hospital. Now, I was nothing but a burden to them. I smiled and hailed a taxi from the street. Seeing this, they pulled me out of the taxi with annoyed faces. "Joy, what do you think you're doing? Huh? Lisbeth had organized a surprise party for you to celebrate your discharge from the hospital," they said. Without giving me a chance to refuse, they dragged me into their car. As soon as they closed the door, they immediately dialed Lisbeth's number and chatted animatedly with her the whole ride. I felt I had become invisible, so I closed my eyes to rest. Only when we reached the bar did I realize the so-called surprise for me was actually a birthday celebration for Lisbeth. With hands filled with beautiful wrapped gifts, Tom and Jeff hurried over toward her. Those were the same presents they had chosen for my birthday this year. Seeing that the gifts had a new owner and I had no interest in playing a supporting role, I turned around to leave. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a cat lunged at me.